paper or plastic, tea or coffee, debit or credit, boxers or briefs. And think about how many tiny decisions, like almost on autopilot, we make before that first coffee is even ready. But what happens when those hundreds, maybe thousands, of daily choices, and some are way more complex than others, what happens when they start to pile up? You might just find yourself feeling completely drained. Where even deciding fries or salad feels like this impossible task. Welcome to the Deep Dive. We take your sources, pull out the key takeaways, and basically give you a shortcut to getting informed, fast. Today we're digging into something called decision fatigue. Our mission: to really unpack what it is, maybe what it isn't, how you can spot the signs, and crucially, how to prevent it. We want to give you those aha moments, help you understand why sometimes your brain just kind of screams, no more decisions. Okay, so let's unpack this whole idea of decision fatigue. Our sources define it. Well, it's not like a diagnosable medical thing, right?
Right, exactly. It's more a phenomenon. The idea is the more decisions you make throughout the day, the more physically, mentally, even emotionally depleted you get.
And it really hits your executive functioning. That's like the brain CEO, isn't it? For planning, problem solving.
Precisely. It's your command center. And decision fatigue really impacts its ability to function well, which can seriously cloud your judgment.
Yeah, and what's really interesting is how that depletion directly affects the quality of the decisions we make later on.
Yeah.
As those cognitive resources, get worn down, the brain naturally starts looking for shortcuts.
Ah, the path of least resistance.
Exactly. And those shortcuts, often they lead to pretty poor choices. It ties into what researchers sometimes call choice overload.
Oh, I know that feeling, like scrolling endlessly on Netflix.
Yes, that's a perfect example. Or just staring into a full fridge and having zero idea what to make. You have too many options or just too many decisions hitting you at once. It's that mental friction. Okay, so we get what it is. But the big question, I think, for everyone listening is, why does this happen? Why me? I know I felt it after a crazy week. What are the main triggers our sources point to?
That's such a key question because if you understand the triggers, you can start to manage it better. The research points to a few main scenarios, and chances are, you probably hit at least one pretty regularly. First, just the sheer volume of decisions.
Right.
We often think of like judges or surgeons.
Quarterbacks, maybe.
Yeah, those high-pressure roles. But honestly, lots of everyday jobs, even being a parent, involves constant decision-making. Second, and this is a big one, decisions that impact other people. Choosing something for your partner, your kids, your team at work, even for like customers you don't know personally, that adds a whole other layer of cognitive load. It's heavier.
That makes total sense. The stakes just feel higher, don't they?
They absolutely do.
So it's not just the number of choices, but the kind of emotional weight behind them that gets us. Like picking flowers for a memorial service. That's worlds away from choosing a coffee flavor.
Exactly right. The context is huge. So being in a difficult life situation, like planning that memorial service you mentioned, your mental resources are already stretched so thin, even tiny choices like flowers can feel just impossible. Another really big trigger is uncertainty.
Oh, yeah.
Think back to the early days of the COVID pandemic. Remember that?
Oh, yes.
The complete lack of information, the unknown consequences of every single choice that fueled massive decision fatigue for pretty much everyone.
For sure. And what else?
And finally, something many of us deal with, perfectionist tendencies.
Oh, trying to get every single thing right.
Yes. Striving for the absolute perfect choice every time, analyzing everything to the nth degree, as they say. It's just incredibly exhausting for your brain. If you find yourself agonizing over like which brand of toothpaste to buy, you're probably feeling that effect.
Okay, so recognizing these triggers is step one. But how do you know when you've actually tipped over from just, daily stress into real decision fatigue?
Yeah.
It's important to remember, like you said, this is usually an acute thing, right? Short-lived, not how you should feel constantly.
That is such a critical distinction. Seriously, if you're feeling these symptoms day in, day out consistently, it's much more likely a sign of something more chronic. Things like anxiety, depression, maybe PTSD, or just general burnout.
Okay.
When that indecisiveness feels chronic, it's really vital to explore if it's just decision fatigue or maybe something deeper going on with your mental health.
Good point.
So with that caveat, let's talk about those 8 common signals your brain sends when it's basically hitting its limit for the day. Think of it like a little self-check for your mental energy levels. Okay,
Yeah.
Signal number 1, procrastination or decision avoidance.
I want things off.
Yeah. You might suddenly forget about that vet appointment because deep down, you're dreading a potential surgery decision for your pet. Or you just keep delaying important choices, maybe even, avoiding people or situations where a decision is needed. It's your brain trying to save energy by just not engaging.
Makes sense.
What's next?
Second sign, impulsivity.
Oh, interesting. How does that work?
Well, your brain gets tired of weighing options, so it just goes for the easiest, quickest path. After making tough calls all day, you might find yourself being less careful with other choices later on.
Like hitting the drive-through you normally skip.
Exactly. Or maybe spending way too much online shopping without really thinking.
Hmm.
Or, calling an ex when you absolutely know better.
We've all been there, maybe.
Your impulse control is just,
Yeah.
it's shot.
Mm-hmm.
Third, exhaustion.
This one's pretty straightforward.
Just feeling wiped out.
Totally. Decision fatigue is physically, mentally, and emotionally draining. You might feel desperate for a nap mid-afternoon, or maybe even find yourself weirdly close to tears for no obvious reason.
Yeah, I recognize that. Okay, number 4.
Fourth is brain fog.
The fog.
Yeah. Ever notice you suddenly can't finish your sentences? Or your train of thought just, poof, gone.
Happens all the time.
Forgetting names, getting easily distracted when someone's talking to you. These can definitely be signs your mental processing power is running low.
Okay, halfway there. Number 5.
Fifth, irritability.
Snapping at people.
Pretty much. You know that feeling. You've had a super demanding day, you're mentally just fried, and then a friend asks the simplest question like, hey, where should we grab lunch tomorrow?
And you just want to bite their head off.
Exactly. That totally disproportionate surge of anger or frustration, classic decision fatigue, sixth sign. Feeling overwhelmed.
Like you're juggling too much.
Precisely. You start to feel like there's literally no more room in your head, let alone your schedule, for everything you need to handle. That sensation of being completely swamped, unable to even think about prioritizing, that's a clear indicator.
Got it. Number 7.
Seventh is regret or dissatisfaction.
Second guessing yourself.
Constantly. If you've made a choice, but hours later you're still chewing it over, questioning if you made the right call,
Yeah.
that can absolutely be decision fatigue at play. Your brain is so taxed, it just can't let it go.
Okay, and the last one, number 8.
And finally, eighth, physical discomfort.
Physical, really.
Oh, yeah. The stress of constantly making difficult choices can show up physically. Think tension headaches, that annoying little eye twitch you get sometimes.
Oh, I hate that.
Right. Or even nausea, maybe some tummy troubles. Your body often picks up on the stress before your mind fully registers how strange you are.
Wow. Okay, those are incredibly relatable. I'm definitely ticking a few of those boxes mentally right now. So, knowing all this, the big question becomes, what can we actually do? What proactive steps can you take to protect yourself, even if you can't control all the decisions flying at you? This is about building resilience, right? Finding those empowering strategies.
That's a great way to frame it, because you're right. You can't always control the external situation, the demands, but you absolutely can control how you prepare and how you manage your own mental resources. So one really powerful strategy is to deliberately remove choice from certain parts of your life.
Like the Steve Jobs turtleneck thing.
Exactly like the Steve Jobs turtleneck or Barack Obama suits. They famously wore basically the same thing every day. And their reason wasn't just convenience, it was strategic. By automating what to wear, they weren't just saving a few minutes, they were consciously offloading a micro decision. Each tiny decision adds to that cognitive load we talked about.
So it frees up brain space, like closing tabs on your computer.
That's a perfect analogy. It frees up mental RAM for the really heavy lifting. And you can do this too in small ways. Automate minor choices. What podcast you listen to on the way to work, what you eat for breakfast, which brand of oatmeal you always buy. Not every single choice needs to be optimized or perfect. Some things can just be automatic to save that precious mental energy.
Conscious conservation, not just convenience. I like that. Okay, what else works?
Next up, and this can be tough for some people, delegate when possible.
Letting go of control.
Yeah, exactly. Some decisions, okay, they have to be yours. But it is genuinely okay to let others handle things sometimes. Even if it means, gasp, they might occasionally make a mistake.
The horror.
I know, right? But let the assistant coach decide the lineup. Let your spouse pick the caterer. Let your kid choose their own outfit, even if it clashes horribly.
Okay, maybe not the outfit.
Well, maybe sometimes. The point is, it really is going to be okay, and it takes a significant burden off your shoulders.
True. Okay, delegating. What's another key strategy?
This one's huge. Prioritize sleep.
Ah, the old sleep on it advice.
It's old advice for a reason. Research clearly shows we deliberate longer, we make better, more rational decisions earlier in the day after rest, and critically, sleep deprivation messes with everything. Impulse control, emotional regulation, even studies suggest our sense of morality. A good night's sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It actively recharges the specific brain networks responsible for that executive function we mentioned. It's like putting your decision-making center on the charger overnight. It significantly guards against decision fatigue the next day.
So sleep isn't a luxury, it's maintenance.
Absolutely essential maintenance. And don't underestimate exercise either.
Getting the body moving helps the brain.
Definitely. Even just a short walk can do wonders for your overall mental health, and specifically, it can dramatically improve executive function. One study found even 30 minutes of moderate exercise, maybe with short walking breaks mixed in, can help. Honestly, any physical activity is better than none.
Good reminder. We all know we should do it.
We do. And this links to the next point: stress management. Actively incorporating stress management activities into your daily routine really helps, whether that's mindfulness, meditation, maybe just some deep breathing exercises. Whatever works for you, it helps you feel less overwhelmed, more in control.
And that ties into self-care too, right?
Directly.
Yeah.
Which leads to making time for self-care. And let's be clear, this is not selfish. Caring for your own mental well-being is absolutely essential if you want to be effective in helping others or making good decisions for your family or your team. You can't pour from an empty cup, as they say.
So true. Okay, one more.
Yes, and maybe the most crucial one in our always-on world: build downtime into your day. Real downtime.
Like intentionally doing nothing.
Pretty much. It sounds cliche, maybe, but it's profoundly important. Your brain genuinely needs a chance to just go offline. Whether that's zoning out with some silly reality TV during lunch, meditating for 20 minutes, taking a long, slow walk with the dog after work without your phone buzzing. These moments let your brain actually recharge so it's ready for the tough choices when they inevitably come up again. It needs that intentional mental break.
That's really practical advice. Okay, so we've talked about triggers, signs, and prevention, but let's circle back quickly to that important distinction you made earlier between this acute, short-lived decision fatigue and something potentially more chronic. It feels like a really key takeaway.
It absolutely is. It bears repeating. If you try these strategies, you prioritize sleep, you build in downtime, you delegate a bit, and you still don't feel like you can restore to factory settings after a day or so of rest. Or maybe the scenario is you find yourself Googling decision fatigue symptoms at 3 a.m. when you really should be sleeping.
In there.
Right. That's a strong signal that it's probably time to talk to a healthcare professional or a therapist. The professional advice on this is really clear. If you're even wondering if you should talk to a therapist, you probably should. Just make the call.
Good rule of thumb.
Yeah, it might just be a single session to get some extra coping tips tailored to you. Or it might open a door to addressing deeper things like anxiety or depression, PTSD, burnout. It's always better to err on the side of caution when it comes to your mental health and well-being. Don't just assume it's only decision fatigue if it feels persistent.
That's really important advice. Thank you. So wrapping this up, understanding decision fatigue, recognizing its symptoms, it really is empowering, isn't it? It gives you the knowledge to manage your mental energy more effectively, make stronger choices, and hopefully stop that feeling of being completely overwhelmed before it really takes hold. It's about building maybe a more resilient, calmer version of yourself.
Exactly. And maybe a final thought for everyone listening. In this world that just constantly demands decisions from us, from tiny things like what to stream next to huge, complex personal and professional choices, maybe consider how actively managing your decision-making capacity isn't just about being more efficient. It's really about protecting your own clarity, your own sense of calm. So what's one small choice, just one, that you could maybe automate or delegate starting today, just to free up a little bit of that mental space for what truly matters most to you?